Grand Slam Club Ovis and Safari Club International are most pleased to introduce for the first time and here tonight the Pantheon Award. Actually, this is more than an award, and individuals will be inducted into the Pantheon this year and in each subsequent year. More about that later. First, just what is the Pantheon? Many realize that it's an ancient structure in Rome, Italy. The original building was constructed some 2,000 years ago during the days of the Roman Empire and was rebuilt by Emperor Hadrian in about 126 AD. It's been in continuous use ever since. From the 7th century until today, the Pantheon has been used as a Roman Catholic church dedicated to St. Mary and the martyrs. So, how was Pantheon chosen as the name for the new GSCO and SCI combined award? The dictionary gives 4 different definitions for the word Pantheon. One, of course, is temple, but the last listed definition is subtle and a perfect fit for this award: a group of important people. Tonight and in years to follow, this definition will certainly become front and center in the big game hunting world. The idea for this award was conceived by GSCO, and the original idea was to build an award around GSCO's family of slams. As time went on, the concept grew, and it became a totally inclusive worldwide big game hunting award. GSCO has stringent requirements and documentation procedures in place for all of its awards. SCI likewise has similar stringent requirements for its award platforms. GSCO and SCI awards are definitely the most desirable in the industry, so it was a natural next move for the two organizations to join forces in the implementation of this new award. SCI readily entered into a cooperative agreement concerning this award for the future. The criteria for the Pantheon are easily defined, but extremely difficult to ultimately accomplish. It takes a lifetime to meet all the requirements for being inducted into the Pantheon. Concerning GSCO's award family, an individual must reach the highest levels. One must have a Grand Slam of North American wild sheep, an Ovis World Slam Super 30 of the world's mountain sheep, a Capra World Slam Super 30 of the world's wild goats, and the Super Slam of 29 North American big game. But once one has reached this level, there is much farther to go. SCI's top objective award is the World Conservation and Hunting Award, which was developed in 2005. The requirements for this SCI award are that members must achieve all SCI Grand Slams and reach the diamond level of all inner circles. This necessarily dictates that one has traveled to all the huntable continents and taken all the major big game of the world. That means one has reached the very difficult to achieve diamond level of animals of Africa, which includes the big cats, the big 5, the spiral horned antelopes, gazelles, pygmy antelopes, and a whole lot more. Now you should be getting the picture of just how difficult the criteria for the Pantheon really are. There are subjective awards in the big game hunting industry, with selection committees, emotions, and personalities involved, and that's just fine. However, GSCO and SCI, with their award platforms, have ensured that the Pantheon is a totally objective award, based solely on an individual's documented achievements. When you learn momentarily that only 2 individuals on Earth have qualified to be inducted into the Pantheon for this first year, surely you'll realize that the Pantheon is the most prestigious, quantifiable big game hunting award in the world. The Master Pantheon Bronze will be on permanent display at the GSCO offices and museum. The names of the inductees will be added to the base each year. Even though there are only 2 inductees for 2013, we anticipate several more will qualify in the near future. There was not time for the Master Bronze to be completed this year, and we knew that from the beginning because of the massive size and intricate detail of the sculpture. About 6 months ago, we contacted world-renowned artist and great GSCO supporter Dallin Lamson with a challenging request. We commissioned him to create, with one of his trademark drawings, the Pantheon for all to visualize here tonight. We explained to him that a bronze would be created from the concept art. During the creation process, Dallin mentioned that his father, Hayden Lamson, also of course a world-renowned artist, was not only a painter but a sculptor as well. In a very short time, the whole concept came together, and Hayden's been working practically full-time on the creation of the sculpture. It's at the foundry now, and will be in our office very soon, and will be on display in 2014 at the 10th Annual GSCO Hunter and Outfitter Convention. Additional bronze castings will also soon be available for those who've been inducted into the Pantheon. Dallin's beautiful original drawing we have here tonight will forever grace the walls of GSCO's offices as a reminder of this year-long process. You've been seeing the creation process for the bronze. We know you've understood the base as a replica of the Pantheon temple in Rome. Rising above that is an obelisk, and its four sides are adorned with Hayden's beautifully sculpted big game bust. Each side represents a different part of the criteria for induction into the Pantheon. The front sides feature 4 African animals, representing that game-rich continent, and 4 North American big game animals, representing the Super Slam and Grand Slam. The back sides of the obelisk have 4 representative rams of the Ovis World Slam Super 30, and 4 representative animals of the Capra World Slam Super 30. And finally, at the top of the obelisk is a world globe encircled by the name Pantheon. Naturally, the globe represents the need one would have to travel to all 4 corners in pursuit of those trophies necessary for the Pantheon. Now to the 2013 inductees. As has been mentioned already, there are only 2 people who have qualified for induction into the Pantheon to date. We'd like to invite them to make their way to the stage as soon as their names are called. The 2013 inductees are Hubert Thummler of Mexico and Edward D. Yates of Pennsylvania. When describing the criteria for the Pantheon, we said that it takes a lifetime to reach that level of hunting. Well, Ed Yates did not begin to hunt extensively until the later years of his executive business career, so he had to pack a lifetime of hunting into a much shorter period of time than most who will eventually be inducted into the Pantheon. Ed's first guided hunt came at age 46, which would have been 1988. Ed had prepared himself in the business world and was able to retire in 1998. During those 10 years after the big game hunting bug really bit him, and while he was still working, Ed literally attacked the world. He had traveled to every huntable continent by the mid-1990s. By the time he retired, he had made multiple trips to each continent, including extensive hunting in North America. To make up for a late start at retirement in 1998, Ed became pretty much a full-time hunter, and he would readily admit that. He keeps talking about slowing down, and he has a little bit, but he's still on a mission for additional trophies to fill in a gap here and there that he might have missed on a past trip. You've been seeing several of Ed's trophies so far as we've been talking about him, and you'll be seeing many more. Ed's been an extremely active member of both GSCO and SCI. He usually documents his hunts within days of their completion. As a former accountant, he seems to understand dotting I's and crossing T's. The SCI record book is littered with his name throughout, and it's a rare occasion for him not to be featured in GSCO's publications Grand Slam, Ovis, and Super Slam. Ed has taken more than 300 different species and subspecies from around the world and has been a passionate mountain hunter. He has faced many adversities, as one must who will receive Pantheon status. His Grand Slam, number 1318, was completed in 2006. He had a Capra World Slam by 1998 and an Ovis World Slam by 1999. His Ovis Super 30 was completed in 2008 and his Capra Super 30 in 2010. He completed the Super Slam of North American Big Game in 2009. As for the World Conservation and Hunting Award, Ed completed that goal way back and received that award the first year it was bestowed in 2006. So there you have it, a lifetime of hunting all packed into approximately 25 years. Again, Ed doesn't appear to be slowing down much at all. Hubert Thummler didn't get involved with GSCO until the year 2000. He had been extremely involved with SCI and other organizations before that. When GSCO did appear on his radar, he became a very prolific reporter of his hunting exploits. He completed Grand Slam number 1033 in 1989, but didn't register it until 2000. Likewise, he qualified for the Ovis and Capra World Slams long before joining GSCO and documenting them. His 12th trophy for the Ovis World Slam was taken in 1991, and the 12th trophy for the Capra World Slam in 1988. He went on to achieve and document an Ovis Super 40 in 2002, and a Capra Super 30 in 2004. He completed his Super Slam in April 2004 with the polar bear. As for the World Conservation and Hunting Award, Hubert qualified for that award before it was ever conceived and received it in 2006, the first year that it was presented. Much can be said about Hubert, but all know him as a true gentleman. He's also well known for his conservation efforts around the world, especially in his home country of Mexico. Hubert is a very recognizable face, as he has gone to practically all the major hunting conventions for many years. We're most pleased to be able to honor this man tonight as one of the only two who have qualified as the first inductees into the Pantheon. That concludes the profiles of our first two Pantheon inductees, so please join with us in giving Hubert and Ed a huge round of applause.